Thank you very much.
Thanks.
Credit card debt.
Earlier this year, Congress passed legislation to better regulate credit cards, a move that was intended to benefit the consumer. Despite their best efforts, some people are still discovering jacked up interest rates on their bill and a balance that's just impossible to pay down.
We spoke directly to an attorney who says he knows how to make the credit card companies work for you and get your debt back down to a manageable amount.
What they'll do is they'll call you and call you and call you and call you, and they'll drive you crazy. I have people that tell me they call 5, 6, 7 times a day.
Sounds like a romance gone bad, and in a way, it kind of is. How sweet it used to be to slide your credit card through on those big purchases.
Not a big fan of them because I think they take advantage of a lot of people, but, you know, you need money, so.
I think they're a blessing and a curse.
I think they're probably trying to stay in business and stay profitable.
I feel like the new laws that have been passed are good, that limit how much they can charge you on interest, and the no-use fees and all that stuff. I think they got away with robbery, honestly, for a long time.
Yes, those new laws ushered in this year, they're helping, but sneaky card companies are still finding ways to nickel and dime. For example, the interest rate. In some cases, it can be jacked up to 30%, even if you're a good customer. Couple that with late fees and over-limit fees, and each month all you're doing is paying down the extras, not even touching the balance.
Well, they threaten to, actually throw people in jail. That's a rare occasion, and they've also used some pretty bad racial explicatives towards people, like you're a lazy this, or get up bum, and things like that. And it's mainly they use it like a psychological embarrassment type deal.
It's the strategy card companies are using. Consumer debt settling attorney John Mastriani says he can cut your balance in half and cut out the interest rate completely. But how? You have to know how to work the system.
There's like an evolution with respect to the credit card debt. There's the nice people that call and say, oh, did you miss a payment? Give me a call. Then there's the internal collection group that actually works for the particular credit card company. Then there's the external collection group, which are usually the bullies, and then it's turned over to law firms.
The key to Mastriani's success is knowing how the banks operate. Card companies are raising interest rates with 1 month's notice. In turn, they'll bump up your minimum payment, and they're cutting credit lines in half in hopes that you'll go over your limit and they'll collect a fee.
Attorney John Mastriani joins us live in the studio now, and you advise people to try and first and foremost work out a payment plan, right, with the credit card company that they're dealing with. We talked about in the story there how they're just jacking up interest rates so high to the point where all you're doing is paying down the interest.
Yes, we actually ask them, of course, because you don't want to get in a litigious situation. We will tell them to speak to the credit card company, give them a call. Unfortunately, a lot of times the credit card companies will refuse to deal with the people unless they're actually in default. But the credit card companies are creating the problem themselves. A lot of times after someone makes a payment or they pay the minimum amount, then they decrease the credit limit. And then when they decrease the credit limit on the poor people, they actually lower their ability, with respect to the debt to borrowing ratio. And that causes their credit score to go down.
When people call you, because you help people basically settle their issues with the credit card companies, first, when do they come to you? What type of people are you seeing, types of people? Well,
these are good people, and as I was saying a little earlier, they've had an interest rate increase basically as a result of the credit card companies cutting the credit line. And as that interest rate increases, the minimum payment goes up, or at least the amount of money with respect thereto. People I see are people that are just normal Americans that are trying to work and do well, that have had an issue, and it just raises the rate.
And you talked about some of the problems that people have, the complications with the credit card companies, always to trying to get a hold of them. How do you do it? How do you cut out that interest rate, and how do you help them pay that off in a shorter amount of time?
Well, we work directly. We have a large volume, and we work directly with lawyers, and we work with people at the sort of the upper echelon with respect to the credit card company.
And you told me in person that you usually work with one person in respect to that, where these people may be getting calls from numerous people.
Exactly. There's usually one contact person at either the collection agency or the law firm, and we're able to lump them together, and that's how we're able to keep the costs down to the consumer when they come to us as well.
Do you recommend debt consolidation? Because I've seen a lot of commercials on television about that. Is that something good to do?
With respect to debt consolidation, I believe that an attorney can do everything that a debt consolidation company can do. But the most important thing with respect to debt consolidation is they actually, the majority of them, make you make minimum monthly payments to them. So the people can never actually really catch up, and if they're sued, there's nowhere to go, and the majority of the debt consolidation companies are actually not even in the state of Texas.
There you go. So good advice. We have your website if people want to get a hold of you. Again, it's John Mastriani, and he helps if you have just really a big issue with the credit card companies. Thanks for coming on. We appreciate it. Your website is texasdebtdefense.com.
That's correct. Thank you.